I told the president was and I didn't want to be a part of it, and that's one of the reasons that went into me deciding to leave when I did.
That affect your perspective about the election when Attorney General Barr made that statement?
It affected my perspective. I respect Attorney General Barr, so I accepted what he was saying.
So that was Donald Trump's former Attorney General Bill Barr and Trump's daughter Ivanka in previously unseen video testimony saying she accepted there was no fraud during the U.S. election. The videos were played before a U.S. House committee investigating the January 6th riots.
Now, a congressional hearing also featured never-before-seen video of the damage and the injuries sustained during the insurrection. Joining us live this afternoon with more is NBC's Washington correspondent, Susan McGinnis. Susan, really glad to get your perspective here as someone who works south of the border in D.C. What's the reaction been in the hours since that stunning first 2 hours of testimony began?
Yeah, well, Nick and Jennifer, the reaction here has been that it was just powerful, just really compelling, and quite a revealing night. And, the real thing is that all of the people on the committee are saying that you ain't seen nothing yet, that there's going to be a lot more to come. But 11 minutes of never-before-seen video of the storming of the Capitol, sound from the Capitol Police talking to each other, the Proud Boys being filmed by a documentary filmmaker and showing us them marching to the Capitol and breaching the Capitol and saying the streets are ours. So this committee laying out the case, that they sort of the opening arguments. They are laying out what they will be showing us over these 7 hearings, 6 more to come, making the case, drawing a straight line between Donald Trump's election loss and a 7-pronged, sophisticated conspiracy to deny the election results, to stop the certification of Joe Biden's win, and to hold on to power.
And Susan, if there is all this evidence being presented that suggests former President Donald Trump incited the insurrection, will there be any consequences for him that come out of this hearing as a result, or is that just not an option?
Wishful thinking, yeah. Well, there is some thought that Department of Justice may understand all of this new evidence and may be able to take some action. What the committee is saying right now, that it really wants to affect history with this. It wants the truth on record. So that's sort of their objective, or at least that's what they're telling us in holding these hearings. But yes, there is some hope that there could be consequences for all involved in inciting this riot and the ensuing assault on democracy.
Susan, you just mentioned the word truth in your answer there. And of course, former President Trump has been banned from Twitter, but he's turned to Truth to sort of put out some of his thoughts. What's his reaction been like to all this today?
That's right. Well, you guys just aired Bill Barr's comment that he told the president, he relayed that it was BS, that there was any election fraud. And then they had Ivanka Trump, his daughter, actually admitting, acknowledging that she accepts Bill Barr's, accepts that there was no election fraud. Trump on social media saying that Ivanka was not involved in any election results and she didn't study them, and that she had long since checked out. So some here saying he threw his own daughter under the bus there. He's also repeated the false claims that the election was rigged. He said the attack was caused not by me, but by a rigged election. And he denies saying that Mike Pence should be hanged, which is something that the committee co-chairman, Liz Cheney, says she will be proving in the ensuing hearings. 6 more to come. Next one is on Monday, covering false information. Later ones, pressure campaign on Mike Pence to deny the elections and state election conspiracies, and lots more.
Right. And Susan, we know that there was a lot of new evidence, as you mentioned, presented, including, never before seen footage of people rushing out of Republican Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy's office, a police officer saying that they were stepping in pools of blood. What more can you tell us about this footage that we haven't seen? Some saying it's even more horrifying than what we witnessed on that day as the news was unfolding.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we heard the Capitol police officer who was the first one injured. She ended up having a concussion and suffering brain damage from when she was pushed onto a concrete ground as the crowd tried to get through a barricade. She said she was slipping in blood. So very, very graphic testimony. A lot of the attendees here were lawmakers. They were leaving in tears after seeing this 11-minute montage. It was really quite jarring, and it really had them and us, and I guess you guys and everybody just, really brought you right back to that day. It was really, really quite upsetting. And it really does look like there's a lot more to come.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a powerful moment after that video was played last night. That's for sure. That is NBC's Washington correspondent Susan McGinnis joining us here. Susan, thanks for being here and giving us the perspective. Appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.